Exactly, my boy. You know what? We are all very, very excited because the biggest cycling event on the South African calendar is taking place on the 10th of March, the Pick n Pay Cycle Tour, with almost over 35,000 cyclists taking part this year, and a lot of those are coming in from across the country. So this morning, joining us, we have Mr. David Bellairs, he's director of the Cape Town Cycle Tour Trust, just giving us a few hints and tips on how to arrive here safely and in one piece. I'm talking, of course, about the bicycles. Morning, Mr. David. How are you doing, man?
Good, thanks, Ian. Good
Nice to see you. I love this
Indeed.
time of year. I see this man once a year, and this is just before the August every year.
And getting some training in as well.
And getting some training as well. I'm very excited. Cycling, you know what? I had my first cycle a few days ago. I had to admit it. Made me realize that I probably should have trained a little bit earlier, but I'm doing it for a good cause. All of us presenters cycling for the Bellairs Life Cycling Academy. But the big question, I think, for people wanting to come down to avoid any hassles is how to bring your bike down if you are coming from Johannesburg, Durban, Pretoria, wherever you might come from. What's the criteria in terms of the airlines?
Okay, I think the big thing is that each of the airlines has a different set of regulations. Probably the most important thing to remember is that you need to get your bike to the airport well in advance of your trip. 2, 3, 4 days,
Really?
Again, depending on the airline. Remember, with the volume of bikes that are coming down by air, and that could be up as many as 16,000, it's not possible to fit those bikes on the jets that are coming down with particular flights that you're on. So get your bike to the airport early, check out what the requirements are of the airline. There is a charge. The airlines have instituted a charge because of the handling fee and because of the land arrangements they have to make in Cape Town and in Johannesburg. Massive warehousing, massive storage facilities that are created. And I think that's the other thing, is when you get to Cape Town, make sure you know what the plan is. Make sure you know which airline has their storage facility where.
All right.
And then, of course, Pick n Pay have done an amazing deal with one of the airlines, or some of the airlines, where you can go into Pick n Pay, prepay for your flight.
That's great.
And your freighting of your bike, so that you don't have to have the hassle of getting to the airport and then getting sent off to the cargo section to pay for the freight fee.
Exactly. That's something definitely to be aware of in terms of, making sure that you get your bike a few days earlier to the airport. I know that the airport company, they're also prepped for this time of year with all the bicycles coming in. But to keep your bike safe, I mean, you don't want to arrive in Cape Town or pick up your bike in Cape Town and you have a damaged bike, that maybe the rim is bent or there's scratches and the gears are, something wrong with it. How can you protect your bike?
Well, ideally, you need it in a hard case. Remember, for those guys that haven't been down to the cycle tour for a number of years, in the old days, we used to wheel the bike on, and it was pretty safe that way. Nowadays, they don't allow you to do that. You need to get it into a case of some kind. So disassemble it, get the pedals off, get the wheels off, deflate the tires. Very important, deflate the tires.
Just because air pressure on the plane, obviously.
Will push the tires in, but on landing, there's a possibility of them bursting. And probably one of the most important tips I can give somebody for a hassle-free trip is those little CO2 canisters that you got in your tubby bag.
Yes.
Take them out.
All right.
Rather leave them in Joburg, or in Durban, or in Bloem, or in London, or wherever you're coming from. The hassles that each of the different airlines has a different set of regulations. And some allow you to take one, some allow you to take two, some won't allow you to take them at all. So it's actually just easier to pick up a couple at the Expo in Cape Town when you're down here.
Exactly.
Or check with the airline and put them in your check-in baggage when you fly. But just keep them off the bike. It stops them breaking over the bike box. So remember, pack the bike into either a hard shell case or a soft shell case, but make sure it's packed and wrapped. Yeah.
That's it. And get it to the airport on time, well before you actually fly.
Absolutely.
David, thanks a lot, my man. Really appreciate it. All the best. I know it's a busy time of year for you guys, but I hear the Expo's coming along very nicely.
It is indeed, and good luck with the Bellairs riders at the back.
Thanks, man. I'm really looking forward to that. So, talking about all those of you coming down to Cape Town for the Pick n Pay Cycle Tour, you probably look for some accommodation as well. Why not just log on to pnptravel.co.za. They've got some fantastic specials, one of which a stay at the Radisson Blue waterfront. That is for 2 nights per person sharing. You will pay 3,945 Rand. Great deal, but log on to the website pnptravel.co.za. Get all the details right there. So as you see, myself and David on the bikes this morning training, because we're going to take the cycle tour with force. We are, of course, cycling for the Bellairs Life Cycling Academy. You'll catch us on the roads. Have a look out. But it's not only me, my fellow presenters as well. Guys, I hope you guys are ready.
By supporting the Hoedspruit Endangered Species Centre, that's where we found goodness. Pick n Pay, always there for you.